Yeah, that makes sense.
Why do you think, as far as in the black community, um, fathers are nowhere to be present, right? Not all, of course not, but that's 75%. There's a study out that, according to 2019, 75% of black children are born in a single parent household. Whereas, I know that the Hispanic culture, there's there's mostly a man inside the house,
Yeah.
right? What is that we're missing, you believe?
Huh. Let me think about this because this is
Well,
a
I do know that there's a lot of Dominican men that I know they have a whole new family in DR, right?
yeah.
But they're still in the house.
um, Let me explain to you why that is, right? So just to give you a little background on the Dominican or Hispanic households and immigration, right? Because immigration takes a big part as to why families break up and then they end up with stepfathers and stuff like that. So, um, usually when you come to the States and you're an immigrant, and let's say you have either you're legal or you're not legal, right? And you're working to be legalized or whatever it is. Usually you can't bring your family over. Like it's very expensive for you to bring yourself over. So now imagine if you have kids and a wife, it's super expensive, right? So a lot of them will come to this country and they'll start working and they're working towards also bringing their family over. But sometimes it takes years, right? They end up finding somebody else, you know. But at the end of the day, they still have this thing of I have a family back in DR and I have to provide for them. So they always send money. So they have that one over there. And then they end up having a family here. And then on top of that, it's like, let's say it's 10 years where you came to this country and um you left your family over there. Eventually as a man gonna have needs, right? So it's gonna happen. And then the thing you have this power over the family in DR because you're sending them money. Without you, they have no way of surviving out there, right? It's, you know, so it's like that wife over there, she probably has another man on her on us on the side too that you probably don't even know about, but people be calling you like, hey, I saw your wife with so and so. You know what I mean? So you know, it's like they understand. There's an understanding. There's like I have some type of responsibility to you guys over there, but at the end of the day, life goes on. So that's that weird dynamic of that. And then to answer your question of, you know, Hispanic versus, you know, black families, there's so much to it because obviously I don't want to generalize, but in a way, it's like, you know, the numbers speak for it. Um, but okay, I think this is what it is. I think it comes down to what people deal with, right? I think Latinas and Latin, or just, you know, the Hispanic community in general, cheating always happens, right? And and I mean, even my grandmother, like my grandfather has so many kids, like they're spread out around the island. It's fucking, sorry, excuse me, it's freaking crazy, right? And that was just a normal thing. Yeah, it sucks, but it's like they to an extent they learn to deal with it, especially when your husband is your provider and he's your and he takes care of you. It's like you kind of weigh that. And you know, I think Hispanics are very traditional in a way of once they get married they don't want to keep getting married, especially the women, right? You have kids with this person, you don't want to continue doing it. And I think um because we're immigrants and we have that old school tradition, that's why there's still so many men in the household despite them probably cheating and stepping out and all this other stuff. And the reason I say that is because I think even with black families is the main reason a lot of them break up is for infidelity, or men getting locked up too. That's another big one, right? So I think in America, there's this Western ideal of I'm empowered, and you know what, you cheat on me, I don't got to deal with you. And black women, because they're American, they have that same ideology. So if their man steps out on them, they're like, I don't got to deal with your shit. Also, one thing that you have to also consider is in America, you get child support, you get all these help from the government, right? So it's like, okay, well, I don't need a man that's cheating on me. I can just get help from the government. Why do I got to deal with you? Versus Hispanic women that are in other countries or they come here, more and more of them are getting they're learning about it, but I think with them they didn't have the option of getting all these helps from the government. Especially if you're an immigrant and you're illegal here, you're not going to get help, right? Unless your kids are born here, it's a whole different thing. But I think that might be a big reason as to why there's that big divide. And um Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I mean, I can't speak for it because even though Dominicans, we are black in a way, it's different. There's a different culture. So I don't really, I guess I can't speak for it because I don't know the real reason. I mean, you could probably, give me more details as to why you think, and maybe I can add to that.